Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go the PayPal at Deem by any means. You already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It's much appreciated. Shaquie Foster was literally robbed, son, against Conceicao. Let's talk about it. Shaquie Foster was literally robbed, son, against Conceicao. Okay, um, terrible, terrible, terrible. Shout out to Bubba Doug because he won't give me credit for my sayings that he said, but I'll give him credit for his. Y'all see the differences in our content creator? Trash. That was absolute trash. It's a black eye for the sport of boxing, and is what we talk about corruption. Now, it's funny because people was on Twitter saying, before the fight even ended, this looking like they trying to set up a robbery, and that's exactly what happened, man. I had Shaquie Foster winning 11-1. And I was telling my man JD, I was telling my bro JD, at minimum, I will allow 9-3. Even though I didn't see that. I don't know how you could see that, but at minimum, I will allow 9-3, 10-2, 11-1. A win? Absolutely not. See, I thought Tio versus Jermaine Ortiz was bad. I thought Vasil Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz was bad. I even kind of thought Devin versus Loma was bad, but Loma took out that 12th round, so you don't hear me complain too much about that. This was an absolute abomination. This can't be allowed in the sport of boxing. There shouldn't be one content creator that's not talking about this today. Yeah, shakurstevenson, yeah, that's all good. Keyshawn Davis, Williams, and Payton, yeah, that's all good. Every content creator need to be talking about this today because we owe it to the sport of boxing. When the commentators tell you in the build, I mean, everybody was shocked. The commentators, the people the people on TV that was scoring it, the analysts on TV that was talking about the fight, and the fans in the crowd, and the people at home. None of us thought that was a win for Robinson Conceicao. We thought it was crazy that Navarrete beat Conceicao. We thought that was a robbery. It at least was a draw, but he got knocked down twice. My man JD had to remind me that he got knocked down twice. Dean, yeah, I hear you, but that was the only rounds that he won to be. If that's the only rounds that you kind of really win, then I'm kind of saying, yeah, you knocked him down, but that's about it. Okay, you was trash the rest of the fight. That matters. Shout out to my brother JD, man. Good dude, man. Yeah, y'all, we can't allow this in the sport of boxing, y'all. Forget Devin Haney, forget Shakur, forget Tank and all of that nonsense. This is the most important thing in the sport of boxing. This is one thing we shouldn't have a disagreement on. We shouldn't have a contention on. We shouldn't have any of that on. This is one thing we shouldn't, y'all. We should be in 100% agreement about what's going on right here because that was just a complete black eye for the sport of boxing. You had Shaquie Foster up there crying, man. And I'm going to be honest, I probably would have cried too. You had Shaquie Foster up there crying, deservedly crying because he got robbed. His career was going on a trajectory up, and then now they just put a stop to that real fast because took the belt from the man. And there needs to be an investigation into Top Rank and those them judges. Those judges who judged the fight that way, that one judge, those two judges who had it Shaquie Foster losing, they need to be removed from boxing, period, and never be able to judge another fight. They need to be removed from boxing, period, and never be able to judge another fight. That's my opinion. Because I think you should have to go through certain things to be a judge. I don't care if it's your first time judging somebody or your 120th time judging somebody. Before you become a judge, you should have the credentials and be evaluated in the right way that we would trust your judgment. Because all great judges had a first judge fight at one period of time in their life. That don't give you no excuses to rob somebody because you're not that experienced at it. Then you shouldn't be in that position. Just because a referee just start reffing in the NBA don't mean that he's allowed to miss calls and then not get criticized. I'm sorry. I don't care about that. Then Bob Arrow should have had some real judges in there with experience if that's the case. Especially for championship fights. Even if you want people to get their name up in judging, all right, for the non-champion fights, have them judges. But for championship fights, co-mains and main events, you should have experienced judges. You should have experienced judges there. We owe that to the sport of boxing. And this is the one thing that continues to keep the sport of boxing from growing and get back to its glory days like it was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And early 90s, I'll say. Because I think that's boxing glory days. 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s. You could say the 2000s, but the 2000s is when a lot of BS start coming into play. All these sanctioning bodies and different belts and all of those things, pay-per-views and all of that type of stuff. Oh, that coffee good. That coffee amazing. Robinson Conceicao did nothing to earn this fight. Robinson Conceicao was throwing a lot of nothing. And if we could see that versus Shakurstevenson versus Arthur, if those same judges could see that, but can't see it, shaquiefoster won more clearly than Shakurstevenson did. And Shakurstevenson dominated. shaquiefoster won way more clearly than Shakurstevenson did, and Shakurstevenson dominated. shaquiefoster won more clearly than Keyshawn Davis did, and Keyshawn Davis basically dominated that fight, even though he got touched up a lot. But it ain't too many rounds that I ain't give him. I think I might have gave the guy one round on Keyshawn. That's just me being real with y'all. We can't allow this to happen. The one guy who had the clearest win of the night, is the guy that got robbed. And y'all want me to be confident in Top Rank. Even Tim Bradley was surprised. And you know when Tim Bradley is surprised, something's up. Same way it was with Jermaine Ortiz. Tim Bradley ain't had no reason to say Jermaine Ortiz was going to win. You would want to push Tio. He said it because he knew it was true. Teofimo Lopez had 3-4 good rounds in that fight. That don't mean you won. You didn't knock him out. You didn't knock him down. All you was doing is what we expected. Since when do the guy that is the person that's the heavy favorite get credit because he did good a couple rounds? He's the champion. He's the favorite. He should do good a couple rounds. It's an abomination, man. I'm disappointed. I woke up this morning sick to my stomach. I feel so bad for shaquiefoster and for Jermaine Ortiz. Certain fighters, man, I just feel bad for because I know how hard it'll be for them to get back in that position. Now, I think O'Shaquie will get a rematch and he'll earn it back and all that, but he didn't need this. He can't move. He shouldn't even be going through this. He shouldn't even have to worry about, is he going to win a fight that he won clearly? Shouldn't no fighter have to win that? Shouldn't no fighter have to worry about that? I mean, shaquiefoster, I just want to say, bro, man, we going to fight for you out here, bro. We going to fight for you out here, bro. I did not want to be doing this type of recap on your fight. I thought you won. Like I told people, I said O'Shaquie was going to win by a decision. It looked like it should have. That's what should have happened. Most of the world, forget most of the world. Only a minute few people probably thought Robinson Conceicao, wherever Robinson Conceicao is from, I think he's from Brazil. Wherever he's from, that's the only people that thought he won that fight. And I guess the judges, man. And it just goes to show you the corruption in boxing. It goes to show you why I'm skeptical of Top Rank. A lot of different things, man. He got robbed. Even Shakurstevenson said he got robbed. He did get robbed. I'm sorry, man. He lost that fight. We got to stop. Forget who you want to win. Go off of what you saw. I know a lot of people wanted T.O. to win. Did T.O. really beat Jermaine Ortiz? Because Jermaine Ortiz won 5 of the first 6 rounds. Hands down. Now, unless you're going to tell me that Jermaine Ortiz lost every round after that, after round 6, Then you could tell me Teofimo Lopez won. But I saw what I saw. Teofimo Lopez didn't win every round after round 6. There were definitely other swing rounds in there you could have easily gave to Jermaine Ortiz. At minimum, let it be a draw, but Teofimo Lopez didn't win that fight. Robinson Conceicao didn't win that fight. Lomachenko didn't win that fight. I even give Devin Haney more credit because Loma clearly took off that 12th round. I could clearly see it with my own eyes. It was too close up until that point for you to take off that 12th round. So I understand that. They was judging Tio and Jermaine Ortiz like Jermaine Ortiz wasn't fighting back. Like he was just letting Tio hit him with pot shots, and that was it. That didn't happen. And shaquiefoster, even Conda losing this fight didn't happen. An abomination, and I am embarrassed as a boxing fan. If you a content creator not talking about this today, I ain't rocking with you. Because you can't say you love boxing. You can't say you love this sport. You can't say that you unbiased and you not covering this today. This is what we need to be talking about. Because out of everything great that happened last night, out of all the things that we saw happen last night, the biggest thing I took away from it was shaquiefoster getting robbed and how we can't continue to let this happen in the sport of boxing. If you understand, type understand. Hey, listen here, y'all. Y'all know what this is, right? Dame by any means. And I holla at y'all.